From playing the complex heartthrob in Clueless to the brooding detective in Law and Order.
Yeah, our next guest has carved a niche in our hearts with his dynamic acting chops, even when navigating the twisted corridors of crime in New York City. Take a look.
Hey, Tiff. How you doing?
I'm good.
Sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
Well, you don't have to pretend that this is just another case. Hakeem is just another target. We both know he's not. But I need to know that you're okay.
Still very brooding. Very brooding. Jeremy Sisto stars in the hit series FBI as Assistant Special Agent in Charge Jubal Valentine. And what a season it has been.
So joining us this morning to talk about it is the man himself, Jeremy Sisto. Woo! Dun, da, da, da. Yes, sir.
Hello. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Hello, my
You as
darling.
well. All right.
Kiss across the way. Mwah. Have a seat, please.
Hello, everyone.
How you feeling today?
Oh, well, I feel like we're so far away. Is this?
You
Do
know
I feel
what?
We
too
need to
far
give you
away
your
from
great
you?
camera shot.
Okay.
Well,
Space
really,
is
it's
okay.
I stink, and we
Is that
don't
what
want
it is?
you to
It's
have to.
a scent thing? I didn't get that.
Before we get into your illustrious career,
Okay.
Knicks fan?
Huge Knicks fan. Yes.
Did you
huge.
watch yesterday?
Yes, yes. I usually watch after the fact.
You don't watch in
because-
real time?
No, I watch after the fact so I can fast forward through the commercials, but also.
Oh my gosh, that's smart.
But also because it's less pressure. When I'm watching it real time, I feel like it's my fault if I lose focus and they lose the lead or something. It's
Yeah.
probably on me. So if I know that it's already happened, but this was an important game, so I had to. And it was hard, man. But what a season!
Yes.
What a season! What
Yes.
a squad!
Right?
I'm so inspired by them, Jalen, the whole crew. I'm just, it's really been the most consistent thing in my life for the last 15 years, aside from my marriage and kids, I suppose. But I just, I love the Knicks. Yeah.
Oh man, well next year is going to be better. I mean, as long as they get healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as they don't bring anyone in that they're just so great.
Yes.
They're such a great
Great
group.
chemistry.
I want to see
Yep.
these guys go forward.
Do their thing. So we were going back into the vaults, and you and I spoke briefly over the pandemic, which
Okay.
feels like
Forever.
1,500 years ago.
Yeah.
What you been up to, mister?
You know, I wonder when that was. We don't
Look,
know.
there you look. It was Christmas time.
Oh, okay. It looks like I'm in a bathroom. Where am I?
Isn't there a tree behind you? It looks like a Christmas
Oh
tree.
no! That's me. I was looking at
That's
myself.
you now. Yes.
It does look
No,
like
that's
you're in the subway
The New York
bathroom.
Living set
Oh yeah,
is
there's
actually
a
a bathroom.
tree there.
Yeah.
I feel like that was when I was living in the city of New York.
Okay.
Yeah, and what the positive thing about COVID was I was able to bring my family from LA to New York. I had been commuting for a couple of years, and so because we didn't want to take the kids out of school, but COVID did that for us, and so now I'm not on a plane every 3 days, so that's
Here,
good.
here.
Yeah,
And now your show, 6 seasons.
I know.
Holy cow, that flew
Yeah.
by,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Time is a weird thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like simultaneously like I've been on it forever since I was born, and also like it just started yesterday. But I think we're in a great place. I love being on it, and yeah.
Anything? What can you tell folks about this season in particular, without giving away too much? Because
Yeah.
tomorrow is the season finale.
It is, yeah. Well, I mean, one of the things that we delve into quite a bit is, you know, when you have a crime-fighting job, there is a lot of trauma that goes into that. So how do you, as a, you know, I think it should be obligatory that officers, agents, they are in therapy, they're seeking professional help, because you go through
Right.
these things
Yeah, right.
that are
Yeah.
very difficult to handle, and then you're back in another traumatic situation, which connects it. And so Catherine, who's just a lovely actress, she's kind of going through that this year. You know, she's made a questionable call that ended somebody's life in our bureau, one of our friends, and so she has a bone to pick with the person who killed him. And so, you know, you don't want victims to be the avengers of crimes in
Yeah.
society. So it's up to her to make sure she's acting from the place of a
Right.
you know, of a law enforcement and not somebody who's trying to avenge a death.
Yeah, for you though, did you actually talk to real FBI agents to get a real feel and understanding of what their job is like?
Yeah, yeah. In the beginning and since too. Yeah, I've become friends with different agents because that's really what got me excited about the show is how it works, how they're so connected to so many different organizations, how the mechanism of it works, the brain. You know, it's always the technology. It's always a step ahead. I mean, the way we track criminals is getting better and better. It's amazing anyone gets away with anything anymore.
See, now I know if something big breaks here and it involves the FBI, I'm calling you.
That's right.
To tell them, hey, tell me what your sources are saying.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. Don't actually call me. I don't know. I can't do anything for you, but
I'll say, who do you know?
yeah.
Now, I read somewhere or saw somewhere that you also use those tactics in your parenting with your children.
Did you read that?
I think I may
How old
have
are
come
your
up.
kids?
God, I wish they respected
Because
me like that.
I thought I want to do that with my kids. I'm
Right.
going to interrogate them and
Yes,
and give
yeah,
them
like
the-
a spot, like
Yeah.
a bulb, naked bulb above their
That's right.
heads. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, my kids don't
No.
have
How
that
do
kind
they?
of respect and fear in me. They just, I try.
If you
I put
want-
on the voice,
That's
but
right. If you want your kid to do something, have like a different adult ask them to do
I
it.
said something the other day, and my son was like, "Hey, that's your acting voice." And I
No,
was like, "I don't
get
have
out.
an acting voice." He's like, "That's the voice you use on your show."
That is so funny. Wait, how old are your kids?
12 and almost 15.
12
Wow.
and 15.
Yes.
I get that, Mom, that's your news voice.
Do you?
Yeah.
My mom used to read us stories, and I think she wanted to be a newscaster somewhere, and she used to read us stories in newscaster voice. But stories that did not need to be in a newscaster. It was like, you know, Fantastic Mr. Fox or something.
Breaking news: the brownies will be cooked at 350 for 15 minutes. Back to you.
Exactly.
We'd be remiss not to do a little game since you spend so much time in New York. A little
yeah,
New
I do like
York-centric game.
games.
Is that
Okay.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Ugh. I'm
God.
not going to ask you the first one because it was about the Knicks, and I feel like we have licked our.
I don't
losing-
know. I'm still
our losing
recovering.
ways.
It was tough, man. It was tough, but what, man?
I know.
Beasts. OG stepping in there with
I
his
know,
groin,
I know,
heart's
I
got
know,
a thing,
I
they're falling
The
apart.
broken arm, a broken hand,
Broken
runs
finger
in.
at the end. I don't know. So,
Unbelievable.
yeah, arm. Anyway.
And who knew Tim Thibodeau was hot at one point in his life? He had
Wait, what?
hair.
Oh, is that
Their
right?
coach, he
I
had
did see
hair.
an
Really?
old picture.
He
and I
was
like,
hot.
oh,
He used to
wow.
be hot back
Get
in
the
the day.
heck out of here.
I'm
Really?
telling
Oh,
you.
I got to see this.
It was, and he wasn't even that disgruntled in
No.
the old picture. I was like, oh, who is this young, fresh
All right,
fella?
sorry. The booth is telling us to go.
Moving along, moving
Bacon,
along.
egg, and cheese or bagel?
I like bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel. Does that count?
Beautiful.
Yeah, there you go.
I like that one.
They want to know what your favorite beverage is.
Beverage?
Yeah.
My favorite beverage? I'm really into these non-alcoholic beers these days.
Really?
I drink more of them than I drink real beers.
They've
I
come a
like the
long way.
mocktails. The
I
mocktails
love
are
I
it.
like a good
In a
mocktail.
can.
Right?
Yeah.
The price tag is a little high, similar
So
to
much.
with the alcohol, which costs more, but whatever.
It's a
It
little
makes you feel
much.
like a grown-up.
I think exactly. I think I know the answer to this, but I'll ask you. What's your favorite hobby?
Well, music. I love music. Yeah.
Yeah.
Playing music.
Guitar.
Yeah. I play guitar.
Do
I'm
you
having
play-
a jam tonight with some people. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Really?
Excuse. Yeah, I should have. I'm releasing some new music recently.
really
I'm soon.
awesome. Who
Recently,
would've known?
soon.
Well,
So it's
listen,
gonna
we
be
have
good.
a segment every Friday called Performer Friday.
Oh.
You got to
So
come back.
if you get good enough,
Yeah.
call one of our bookers. We'll see if you're
We'll
good
see.
enough to
I'll
play.
send you my demo reel.
You know what? Send
Is that
us
a
your
thing?
demo.
Yes.
We'll take a look and see if you can come perform in
I
the bathroom.
appreciate that.
Right
In the
In
bathroom.
the bathroom.
That's
Right in
In the
this
It was that one little piece right there.
Yes.
That's right.
Jeremy, for coming in.
Thank you guys for having me.
meet you.
It's
In
good to
person.
see you.
That's right. In person.
But without the delay.
That's right.
Without the Zoom
Exactly.
delay.
Oh my gosh. You at home, don't forget the season finale of CBS's hit series FBI premieres tomorrow.